Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask Eric and Nochi. Here we are to answer a few questions and to help you out with the who's, the what's, the where's, the why's. And today we're going to be talking about what happens to you as a normal person in your everyday life before things start to go all haywire and you start to move into a spiritual path, right, Nochi?
Mm-hmm.
Things happen like your whole life changes. I know from my personal experience, I was modeling and I was living a great life. I was, a normal person, partying, working, making money, traveling around the world. I don't know if that's really a regular person, but it was my regular. And in doing this regular, I met a lot of different people, met some healers, met some channels, my esoteric lean was bringing me into this direction. And I met some healers and they were introducing me to spiritual concepts and ideas. And I thought, really, I don't know. It seems very interesting, but it doesn't seem probable for me that I'm going to be leaving, this idea of my life traveling the world and having a great time to go and search out God and become enlightened, whatever that was. And I had a interesting meeting. We sat down, we spoke, they showed me some pictures of a meditation master. And this meditation master's picture, for some strange reason, was behind my third eye. When I closed my eyes, at any moment, this picture of her would show up. And this went on for weeks. Literally weeks. Like anytime that I shut my eyes, there was this image of her just sitting there.
Wow.
And I could see just this one picture. And no, I saw actually two pictures. That's not right. And then one of the pictures I made fun of. And one of the healers said, you shouldn't make fun of this person. This person has a lot of power. And I said, oh, please, a lot of power. How much power can a picture have, right? You look at pictures all the time. I never really thought about the concept that through a look or through a touch or through a sound that you could be activated spiritually. But this was the case for me. And I was activated through picture, through a look. And at one point I was asking myself, what is love? What is really the meaning of love for me? And at the moment that I decided that love was an important concept for me, that love was so important that I thought, if I had the possibility to live my life and love myself and love myself unconditionally, which I didn't think was at the time possible, I thought that would be a great state to live in, to be able to love people without a condition, It's not heard of, really. There's always a condition in love. Even mothers have conditions, for their children. Everybody's got a condition. Nobody realizes, even from a psychological point of view, it's shown that if you are loving somebody, you get the fruit from it. It's not that you can love somebody and you're giving. It's no, you give because you receive something from the offering of love. Yeah, and so then I went to this ashram in New York and met my spiritual teacher. And from this day forward, I shifted, let's say is a better word, out of my normal life. And I still did my modeling and stuff, but my whole perception of my life shifted. I moved to Hawaii and lived with a Reiki master for 7 months. I did intense meditations, sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. I went to every possible seminar that I could for awakening through my teacher.
At the time was 90s, right?
Yeah, in 1993.
1993, wow.
Yeah, and so in that time frame, I was looking to become enlightened, whatever that word meant to me at that time, which was do everything possible to get in that state as fast as possible. I didn't realize that it would be so challenging. There was so many things to let go of and so many things to discover, and it turned into this really amazing adventure. Although a lot of things changed, a lot of people that I was connected to drifted away. I stopped hanging out with certain types of people. Not that they were bad or good, the energy changed. The frequency of myself was looking for something more meaningful and more heartfelt, and I needed to find that in myself. And so basically I turned into more of a loner than anything else. I didn't become more extroverted or anything. I just went to seminars. I did whatever kind of offerings that I could for the practices that I was using and doing in this practice that I was following. Yeah. And from that time on, I just made it my life's path to search out mystic wisdoms, to find the truths that could help myself become in a present state of now. And if there were people that I came in contact to that I could offer that to, then I would share it with them. But mostly it was for me an inner thing. And then I met Nochi on a dog walk and asked her a few questions, and then we kind of started. And then what was your experience?
Yeah. Actually, before I met you, 2019, October, I started meeting the ex-boyfriend who died in 15 years ago. He started showing up in my dream. Then a few weeks later, I met Eric. And at the time, I had a lot of vivid dreams before I met Eric. It was very vivid dreams. Many of white animals showed up in my dream. I didn't know why, but later, maybe 1 year later, I found out the animals in Lemurian time were all white colors. So just it was very surprising and intense. My dream, and before my spiritual awakening, I had a skin problem. My hand were very itchy, and my feet also itches, and I had a rash here. Then after I met Eric is Reiki master. He gave me Reiki. I didn't know about Reiki. Even I'm Japanese, I didn't know about anything about energy work, energy healing, and he gave me Reiki, energy and chakra alignment. Then the rash gone, and my
itchiness went away.
Also away, and I changed. Then I started spiritual awakening.
Yeah, we started to talk about spiritual concepts.
Yeah, and he touched my hand to teach how to treat my dog, and I got electricity. And I was, wow, what was this?
The touch.
Yeah, it was like a activation. It was activation.
Yeah.
I realized that. Then I started seeing a lot of synchronicity at the same numbers.
We talked about synchronistic numbers.
Angel numbers.
And things that I shared with you. My numbers were 1111, and I shared with you that I saw color. I was able to the color red. I associated with my teacher's wardrobe, and that I used that constantly as a reminder. Wherever I saw red, I used that to bring me back into that space when I would get lost from it.
Before it was for me, before I met Eric, I started receiving some messages from higher beings or universe through dreams. I had a dream. I remember I had a dream that I got light from the from above, like light into my hand. Now always I was checking what does it mean of this dream. Then after that, I met you. So
Mhm.
it was like already I received a sign to, you know, come something big in my life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you didn't know how to tie it together until we spoke, really.
Yeah, I didn't really
Like a
had
lot of people, they get dreams and they don't know exactly what the meaning is, and there's not really a in-depth like a way to interpret dreams. There are dream interpretations, but not always are people. It's not an easy find, let's say. I mean, nowadays with ChatGPT or something like this, you can always look up and get kind of answers nowadays much faster than you could 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. Forget about it. And then further back 20 years, you were you were going to the library or looking at a bookstore. If you came across a esoteric bookstore or something, the sections were so small, and the things are mostly about UFOs and conspiracy theories and all this stuff that makes people run away from any kind of spiritual stuff, and any kind of awakening that people had in the 70s. People were shipped off to psychiatric wards and getting operations because they were having visions and seeing things and talking to other beings, and so they were put in crazy wards because nobody was willing to look at that. And it's the same right now. Like, we're in an age right now where people are seeing UFOs and seeing, they're not even UFOs. I don't even know why we call them UFOs, unidentified flying object. It's an object flying, and we are not, it's obvious that it's not a plane, and it's obvious that it's not a helicopter, and it's obvious that it's not some kind of jet from the military. They're able to move at speeds that we can't even comprehend, turn in ways that we have no idea, or the physics to manage it in a flying object that we know of, that we're aware of, let's say, in our society. I'm pretty sure that they're existing in our society or in our world, but we don't have the common knowledge of them. And that's really a deeper science that we go into, or that people can go into when you watch stuff like Gaia TV and you search out different topics where they have a specialized TV for people to really go into and find these things, which are on a much higher scale of people and the education that they're offering. And they're coming from the military, and they're not just everyday wackos that are, on the streets, and you see that they're talking to themselves because they have no home and stuff. It's a really intelligent people, educated people that are having real experiences, that are sharing them, and that most of the public in America doesn't want to look at for some reason. But it's getting bigger and bigger now, and open contact, you can see, if you go in and you look for open contact, you can find people that are sharing their channeling information, and the different collectives. There's different collectives that are sharing their information with people that channel, and showing that there's a lot of support that we have for Earth, and that people are starting to wake up. So the third eye is the first step to opening yourself up to this awareness. And we're here to support you. And what you can get from this third eye awakening has been, like, we shared a little bit of our experiences, but there's a lot more there. You can go to the website and check there and click on the get free contents, and you can look at a free guided meditation video or a quantum jumping meditation video. There's all kinds of PDF first basic practices, and for miracles to happen. So we offer some things that are right now. We're offering more and more things for you, to help you, to guide you, to uplift you. And yeah, so we're here for you guys.
And every Wednesday we have live streaming.
Every Wednesday we're doing a live streaming, answering questions. Sometimes we have special guests. Hopefully we have guests all the time, because it's always nice to sit there and have somebody outside, but we also are accepting questions from the audience while we're recording. And because it's live, we are interacting with everybody. So hope you guys enjoyed this little talk that we could share a little bit of our lives and what helped us achieve an awareness and how it took place. So for right now, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.